Chris Graham for Top Rope Pro Wrestling, and I've got on the phone with me here Short Sleeve Sampson. Short Sleeve will be taking on Meatball for the Micro Championship Wrestling title at the New Year's Chaos event that we're putting on Saturday, January 5th, 2013, Virginia Horse Center, Lexington, Virginia. First off, Short Sleeve, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much, Chris, for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and all the fans of Top Rope Pro Wrestling and fans of Virginia.
And for those fans in Virginia, especially here in our markets, you know, between Roanoke and Harrisonburg, points in between, if you pay close attention to the TV commercial we've been running, you kind of notice somebody familiar leading things off for us in that commercial. There's a guy, looks kind of like Short Sleeve Sampson, getting ready to do I think it was your worm move there. So I don't know if you've seen that yet, Short Sleeve, but you're one of the stars of our TV commercial.
I did see that. I actually felt honored to be advertised and be given as much exposure on the commercial as I was given. So I just want to say thank you so much to you and Marvin and everybody. And it's an honor and it's an honor and a privilege once again to be able to be part of such an awesome card, an awesome night of wrestling. And I mean, come on, you got to face it. There's no other fans in the world like the fans of Virginia.
That was from last year's awesome Wrestling Entertainment pay-per-view event, and Short Sleeve was on that event. And we've so we haven't seen you here since that point. I think you were here back in Virginia back in the summertime, but we're glad to have you on the New Year's Chaos show. And you're challenging Meatball for the MCW title. Talk about that match. A big challenge for you, a chance to win the title, but against a pretty tough opponent.
You're right. I mean, in all honesty, what better way to start off the new year instead of sitting there making your resolutions and saying, you know, these are the things I'd like to accomplish throughout the year. We're going to start it off with a bang right away. The one thing that I want to accomplish starting off this whole new year in 2013 is to be the MCW Micro Championship Wrestling heavyweight champion. And what better way to do it, to kick it all off, but to have the current champion, Meatball, in the ring with myself, winner take all, let's settle it, man to man, who's the best, who's the top wrestler, midget wrestler, however you want to categorize it, but let's make it happen, and I plan on making my New Year's resolution come true.
So how do you face off with an opponent like that? He's, just like anybody else. He calls himself, I guess, midget wrestling's Andre the Giant. He's close to 300 pounds. Now I know you wrestle, you wrestle wrestlers of all sizes regularly, but he's a tough guy to move around. Maybe talk a little bit about strategy without giving too much away, but a little bit about strategy going up against Meatball.
Well, you're right, Chris. I mean, I've been, fortunate to always be able to, have that open contract policy. Well, I'll take on any competitor, any challenger. And Meatball is definitely unlike any competition I've ever had in the ring before. Usually I'll wrestle a guy my size, but he'll be comparable to my weight. Or I'll wrestle a guy much taller, but there's different strategies to be able to maneuver around that. Now, this is eye-to-eye, face-to-face. I mean, Meatball's sitting there saying he's like the Andre the Giant. I more or less say he's like the King Kong Bundy. I'm sorry. He goes around saying he's as big as round as he is tall. Well, he's definitely that, and obviously he's known as Meatball. But without giving too much away, basically what it is that I've got to train harder than I ever have before. I've got to be able to, think on my feet faster than I ever had before, to be able to adapt to any situation and any circumstance that I'm presented to the ring, while yet knowing that, I mean, God, this guy's over 300 pounds. I'm 120. He's three of me, in all honesty. So if anything, this is not only a heavyweight championship match, but this is a handicap match. This is going to be a career-ending match. All it's going to take is for one thing to go wrong. Meatball to be able, to land one of his signature moves. I mean, possibly end my career.
Oh, yeah, no question. He's a dangerous, dangerous opponent. We're talking with Short Sleeve Sampson here. Short Sleeve will be taking on Meatball for the Micro Championship Wrestling title at New Year's Chaos, Saturday, January 5th, 2013, Lexington, Virginia. And I have to ask Short Sleeve, we asked this of Meatball when we had him on our show a couple of weeks ago. Hulk Hogan's Micro Championship Wrestling on True TV definitely brought some attention to MCW and to you individually. Maybe talk about that a little bit, and I think I hear talk that, off and on that a season 2 might be in the works, but what's that show meant to MCW and to you maybe as well?
Well, the great thing about that show is that it gave a huge platform for midget wrestling all around. I mean, midget wrestling has taken on so many different shapes and forms throughout the years, and it's always evolved throughout the decades and everything. And now we have a form of wrestling that is so diversified, where it's not just a comedy, it's not just a hardcore, it's not just a signature type of wrestling or a technical wrestling, but you got athletes, all different sizes, bringing the gifts, the talents, the strengths, and their abilities, and we were able to showcase that on our channel, on our show and everything, which was phenomenal, as well as the fact that it opened the eyes to wrestling fans and non-wrestling fans throughout the world to let them know, that this is as formidable and as serious as a competitive sport as you're going to get out there, because the fact that, we have so much more, we have it so much harder to be able to prove ourselves in the ring as well as outside the ring, but yet with all the determination and willpower and willing to be able to overcome all the obstacles that we were able to overcome, which a lot of it was shown, on the TV show. It was definitely a great platform for us all.
Great insight into how wrestling is done too for fans who watch that show regularly. Of course, those of us who work in the business know the ins and outs, but I think it was a really good platform for that too, just to see how it works. So we're talking with Short Sleeve Sampson here on our show. Short Sleeve, again, will be taking on Meatball, and it's a title match. The title could very well change hands there. Short Sleeve Sampson taking on the champion Meatball at the Virginia Horse Center in Lexington, Virginia, Saturday night, January 5th, 2013. Well, Short Sleeve, we're going to see you in a couple weeks up here. Thanks for joining us on the show today.
Chris, thank you so much. As always, it's an honor and pleasure. And if you don't mind, I'd like to end this interview short sleeve style.
All right, let's do that.
Okay, because when Short Sleeve Sampson's in the house, no doubt I'm going to shout, I'll knock somebody out. I've got the power of the hour. Meatball, I am going to devour. When you wrestle me, you will rest in peace. Receive the inchworm, you will know defeat. My enemies will need a remedy. When the referee counts 1, 2, 3, and I will be the champion in 2013. It's midget time.